So, just before we get to that, please stretch it out for us, please. Okay. Just one question I had there, it's a good question. So, if you try and sit back, you won't be able to do it. It's very important, this back leg, okay, needs to come through to make my angle, okay? So I take that post away so I can fall back. Even if you end up when you're stretched out here, as long as he's pulling me, okay, and he's not coming on top, I can be quite extreme in this. You know, I can pretty much lie down over here in order to get my knee in if I need to, okay? But I have to be aware, the further I lie down, the easier it is for him to come on top. So I have to be very aware of what he's doing with the pressure. There has to be a reason for it. So if I am very stretched out, say, and I'm like this, yeah, this is going to be more difficult for me to come on top, and I'm not going to be in as good a position. That's fine as well, I'm out of that position, but you have to be very aware in jiu-jitsu of what the other person's pressure is doing. You should be able to do jiu-jitsu really once you link up with a blindfold on, okay? I'm always feeling what the other person is doing. So, when I get to here, okay, have this is useful for me if I just want to get to here, yeah, and I feel I can get to a good combat base there. It's useful for me to be able to push forwards, okay? It's also useful for me if I need to make angle, but the last thing it's going to be useful for, okay, is to get grips. So if I feel like he's starting to wear out, he's keeping a bit of pull, he's just starting to get tired, I might want to think about actually getting the grips to pass straight away when I get back on top, okay? So last thing, you got all your posture now, you got your hip movement. Things to bear in mind, make sure this leg moves underneath to get your angle. Make sure you're at the correct angle to make it useful. Lighten this leg, this should be easy to move. Make this useful for you, okay? This is like your thinking hand, okay? What do I do with this? Is it to post? Is it to push, to pressure? Is it to get a grip to go back on top? Okay, so that's what we're gonna play with really for the next 2 minutes. Okay, we're gonna do like, well, 1.5 minutes each side. Starting that same drill, stretched out. Okay, and now let's see if we can use some of these principles to be able to get into better passing positions to go through. Make sense? Okay, let's go.